Hi, I'm Ellie, and this is SEO for Accountants. So today I wanted to talk about what is SEO and why should accountants care about it. But before I jump in, I just wanted to share a bit about me because this is the first episode. I was an accountant previously. I have over 10 years of experience working in the accounting industry in both corporate accounting and tax accounting in Australia. And then for about 4 years, I've been doing marketing for accountants and accounting firms in Australia and in the US. So I really enjoy marketing. It's funny, when I was just out of high school, people were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, I want to do accounting and marketing. And then I kind of just forgot about that. And I went and studied accounting, and I went and worked in, top tier accounting firms and all of that, got all my experience. And then later on, I was like, oh, I think I want to go into marketing. Like I'm not like vibing as much with accounting right now. So I went and learned all about marketing, learned all about SEO, and found that was my passion because SEO is so data driven. It's very scientific, it's very research based, and that really appealed to my personality, my analytical background as an accountant. So, and then what actually ended up happening, surprisingly, was as I started doing marketing and getting more clients, all of my clients ended up being in the finance industry and mostly being accounting firms. So yeah, I've worked with accounting firms, I've worked with debt agencies, I've worked with finance, CFO types as well. And it just happened that way. And so I was like, okay, I think there's something here. And because I have the background in accounting and because it's such a technical topic, you really need and want information from somebody who understands the industry, who understands that, say in Australia, you have to be careful not to give financial advice and just stick to tax advice. Whereas most marketers probably don't know that. Also, within the accounting and finance industry, you have a different level of scrutiny. So Google has something called Your Money, Your Life. And basically, when it comes to SEO, there's a higher level of scrutiny for anybody in the finance or money industries and anybody in the health industries. Because these are higher risk industries, they want people who have more knowledge, more authority, more expertise in the space. So we're talking about, maybe that's creating an author page for all of your blog posts where you have your credentials, your experience, your conferences that you've spoken at, all of these different things that you've done, which show that you are an authority in the space and a thought leader. So that again is like limited to the finance industry, which a lot of marketing people, if they haven't worked with financial services firms or accounting firms, are not going to be super aware of that. So that's my background. I'm super passionate about SEO. It's just something I absolutely love doing. And in my spare time, I look up keywords for different things. So yeah, I really wanted to talk about, for somebody who's like never heard or, has heard SEO, like I was on the phone to my uncle a few weeks ago, and he was like, because I live in Peru in South America, and he was like, oh, how's it going? Like, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, I do SEO, I do marketing. He's like, oh, what's SEO? I'd never heard of it before. He's a property developer, doesn't have a website, doesn't need one. In that industry, it's all, very big projects, very, word of mouth kind of industry. So I was like, oh, okay, like, here's someone that doesn't know what SEO is. I had to explain to him this is what SEO is. So I figured a good place to start. I don't want to assume that anybody doesn't know what SEO is, especially accounting firms. A lot of accounting firms don't do marketing. They don't invest in SEO. So let's start at the beginning. If you already know what SEO is, no worries, you can skip ahead. But I wanted to talk about how I like to explain SEO to people in really basic terms. Basically, it stands for search engine optimization. So if you think of a search engine, that's Google, Zilla, Firefox, Edge, Bing, any of these things. ChatGPT now is a kind of a search engine. So we want to basically create content on your website that helps you rank in these search engines, helps you rank higher in Google. And what I mean by rank is when someone goes to Google and types in hire an accountant, hopefully we can get your accounting firm to rank in the top results. So that could be also in Google, but also Google Maps. So when people go to Google Maps and they're like looking for an accountant near them, we want your website and your business service to pop up. And there's lots of different things we can do to show Google that you are a great accounting firm, that people should hire you and work with you. And if you do these things, you will do really, really well in getting more clients and more leads in this space. And I know traditionally accounting firms usually rely on word of mouth referrals, acquiring a firm. So I have a client and he wants me to do SEO for him. We've been working together for a little bit, and he's like, yeah, I'm just about to acquire a bookkeeping firm. So I want to get you to do the bookkeeping SEO too. And I was like, as you do, just casually acquire a bookkeeping firm, drop a few $100,000 on it, And that just seems to be the way it works. I had another client who acquired another firm and it actually didn't work out so well. They ended up losing about 50% of the client list because there was a culture mismatch. And so, but that's just how it's been done traditionally in the industry. And so accountants come along and they're like, what's SEO? Why should I care about this? And they think it's risky, but then they'll be happy to go and drop hundreds of thousands of dollars on acquiring a firm. And I get that there's benefits to acquiring a firm and you get the client list and there's, systems in place. And there is there is a lot of certainty in some ways in it, but if there's a culture mismatch or the client list really loves the old firm owner, then there's going to be challenges. There's no guarantees when it comes to business, as you know, if you're watching this. So SEO is basically how to get your website to rank in Google and get people onto your website. I like to break it down into kind of 3 core focus areas. The first one being keywords. So a keyword is just a search term that people type into Google. So when you go to Google and you type in, say, hire an accountant or accountant in Sydney or business accountant, they're all called keywords. So what we want to do is we want to use a program. There's programs called Ahrefs or SEMrush, and these programs will tell us the estimated monthly search volume for a particular search term. So say for business accountant, maybe there's 1,000 people searching per month, and maybe there's only a few accounting firms creating content for those terms. We call it ranking for those terms. So what we want to do is we want to do our keyword research before creating any content on our website or our blogs or videos, anything at all, or podcasts. We want to look at, okay, like what are people actually searching for? We don't want to just make content that nobody's searching for, because that's going to take time and resources. And if nobody finds it, what's the point? So we want to make sure we do our research first. It's very much like accounting. You want to do your tax research before you recommend a situation to a client. So we go to Ahrefs, we go to SEMrush, we type in a few keywords like tax accountant, CPA, virtual CFO, bookkeeping, whatever kind of keywords or services you want to rank for, maybe some locations, maybe some industries, hospitality, film clients. It really depends what sort of clients you want. And it helps if you sit down first and think about, what clients do I want to attract? Do I want businesses? Do I want individuals? Do I want asset protection? And then that will form the basis of your keyword research. So then you type these keywords in, and then what you can do is find related keywords. So then you can build up a keyword list of say 300 to 500 keywords. We then group those into different topics. So we want all of the business advisor topics together, all of the business accountant keywords together, all of the bookkeeping keywords, all of the Xero or QuickBooks keywords. So we really want to categorize everything. And then that basically becomes a bit of a map for creating your website content. So it's really research based, which I really like, because then you don't have to really think about it. It's just kind of like, oh, here are my topics. That's what I'm going to write about this week or this month. So that's the first section of SEO, is keywords. The second section would be what I like to call backlinks or authority. So a backlink is just a referring link that another website sends to your website. So if Xero wrote an article and then they're like, check out this accountant, and they put your website, that's called a backlink. So the more high quality backlinks you have coming onto your website, the more Google is going to rank your content, because it says to Google, oh, this person has lots of links from other websites. Their content must be really good. Okay, we're going to rank their content in our search engine higher. So backlinks are really important in SEO, and there's some really cool ways we can get it with accounting, which I'll go into in a separate episode. But backlinks, really, really important for content. If you have the best content in the world but no backlinks, you might get keywords, but you're not going to rank higher up. You might be search result 50 in Google. So we need both. We need keywords and we need backlinks. The third thing we need is what's called technical SEO. So technical SEO is basically, as it sounds, all the technical components. So that's your site speed. How long does it take for your site to load? Does it take more than 7 seconds? In which case people are going to click away. Or does it take, we really want to get it to around 2 to 3 seconds or lower if possible. The faster we can get it, the better. And the thing that really slows down the website site speed the most is big images. So if we can reduce the number of images or reduce the file sizes on your website, that would be great. We also want to look at the site navigation. Is it easy for people to, say, book a call with you? Do you have a call booking link set up on your website? Is your website really user-friendly? Is the menu clear? Is the text and font very clear? Or is it just really, really busy and hard to find any information? We really want to think about the end user and the customer. What is it that they're looking for? How can we make their life easier? Because the better their experience, the longer they're going to stay on the website. And that tells Google, this person found what they were looking for. They spent this amount of time on the website. Wonderful. We're going to keep ranking their content. So if you think about it from Google's point of view, they want their readers and their search people to have the best experience possible. So we need to give them the best experience possible. Now, we can do that through research and optimizing keywords, but we also have to look at like the site speed and the usability and the call booking function and the menu and all of these kind of different components as well as the content, the structure, the layout. It's kind of all of that within your marketing strategy. And then we also kind of want to think about, okay, if we're spending all of this time getting clients to come over from Google or from ChatGPT, are we then getting them to book a call? Are we getting them onto the email list? Do we create a PDF download that they can access? So it's not just about getting people to the site, it's getting them to the site and then helping them to take an action so that they can contact us or we can contact them. So that's also really important as well. So those are the three things. So we've got keywords, we've got backlinks and authority, and we've got technical SEO. So they're kind of the three core things you want to look at when doing SEO. Now, the big opportunity in this space is that very few accounting firms do any kind of marketing, let alone SEO. So if you even do like a 50% investment into SEO, like you're going to see some really good results. So the first thing I'd like to help clients focus on is their Google Maps listing, optimizing that with keywords, helping them set that up, helping them get more reviews, all of this sort of thing, putting their service types in there, optimizing the description. That's a really big way that you can get just some more clients coming through, some more inquiries, connecting your call booking software, all of that, linking social media profiles to your Google profile listing. There's really a lot we can do within the Google profile listing. I'll go more into that in another episode. And then, so that's kind of part one. And then part two is obviously the website and creating content for your website, for your readers, and kind of hammering those 2 points. The thing I like about SEO too is that it's very much an investment and it takes time and money. And this is why a lot of people, especially in the accounting industry, don't do it. They either don't know how, they don't think it matters, they don't even know what it is, or they don't invest in it. They don't see the value in it and they don't want to put that time and money into it. And I get it, like it takes time and money and there's not a guarantee of being, paid off. But if you do it right, you definitely can start to see results. And the thing is that because so few people do it or are doing it in the accounting and finance space, if you do it and you do it well, you can really have a lot of success. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of keyword research. There's lots and lots of people searching in Google for an accountant every month, thousands, in all different areas, all different industries. So, but so few accounting firms are even creating content or ranking for these terms. So like for instance, there's some terms that have, 2,000 to 3,000 people searching every month in, say, Australia. And it's super easy to rank for these terms. So say you started to get, like even 500, even 1,000 people coming through, some of those would turn into leads and clients. So it's kind of like thinking like about, okay, how many people can we get to the website that are within that purchase intent? They're looking to make a purchase rather than just information. So again, within keywords, you have information keywords, you have purchase keywords. We want to focus on the purchase keywords, at least initially. And then, okay, how can we get them onto a phone call, or how can we get them onto our list or something? So there's definitely like a huge opportunity in the space, to, especially in accounting and financial services industries, there's just nobody is creating content. So there's a big opportunity. It's not going to last forever. And the really good thing is, I actually had another client ask me about this the other day where they said, well, what about ChatGPT and AI? Like, how do we get in those search results? Because some people go to ChatGPT and ask, how do I find an accountant in Sydney? And when I've done the research, it's actually very similar to Google. So if you do SEO right and you do Google right, it's going to translate into ChatGPT and AI tools. So you want to make sure you have lots of good Google reviews. You want to make sure you're creating really good content with your keywords. You want to have good website content, good site speed, and you want to have those backlinks and those authority pieces as well. So it really does translate. So don't think that like if you invest in SEO, it won't work in ChatGPT. It absolutely will. So it's like investing, right? It's a long-term strategy. You're not going to think, I'm just going to pay a few $1,000s into my investment or retirement fund and expect to retire on that. It's like, no, you put in a little bit every month, right? And it's the same with SEO. It's better to probably do a little bit every month or every week than like just do 3 months of like full-time SEO. It's really this slow burn, this really, consistent investment in it. And I think for the accounting and financial services industry, there's just so much opportunity and hardly any competition right now. So that's a big part of why I created this podcast, SEO for accountants. Also is applicable to financial services, financial advisors. So anybody in the finance industry, basically, this podcast is going to be about how to do SEO for your firm, your financial services firm. And yeah, just help you all get more clients through Google, because it's much easier than it seems. And I think a lot of people get overwhelmed and they get, like, I don't know how to do this, or I don't have time for this, or what have you. And so I really want to like demystify it and break it down into like simple English, because it really is quite a like systematic process, and it's very simple once you understand it. It's not necessarily quick and easy, but it's very like clear cut, like do X, do Y, get Z, and yeah, we're going to go through like all of the nitty gritty, like how to do it, what to do, and I'm going to help you along the way because I'm really passionate about it and excited. So that's basically podcast number 1. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to subscribe or share it with a friend who's an accountant who wants more clients, and I'll see you next time.